Have you ever asked yourself, am I crazy? If you're sentient enough to ask yourself that, you're probably not crazy. It might be that you are being gaslighted. Gaslighting is a form of psychological abuse aimed at controlling a person by altering reality to the point where the person will doubt their own sanity. The term gaslighting comes from a 1930s play called Gaslight. The main character in the play literally tries to drive his wife crazy by gradually dimming the gas-powered lights in their home. When she notices the lights dimming, her husband not only denies that the lights are dimming, he convinces her that she is imagining it to the point where she questions her own sanity. Now in 2020, we seem to be living in a perpetual state of gaslighting. The reality that we are being told by the media is at complete odds with what we are seeing with our own two eyes. And when we question the false reality that we're being presented, or we claim that what we see is the actual reality, we are vilified as racist or bigots or just plain crazy. You're not racist, you're not crazy, you're not a bigot. You're being gaslighted. New York State has twice as many deaths from COVID-19 than any other state, and New York has accounted for 1/5 of all COVID-19 deaths, but we are told, for example, that Governor Andrew Cuomo has handled the pandemic better than any other governor. But if we support policies of governors whose states had only a fraction of the infections and deaths as New York, we're called anti-science, and we want people to die. So we ask ourselves, am I crazy? No, you're being gaslighted. We see mobs of people looting stores, smashing windows, setting cars on fire, and burning down buildings. But we're told that these demonstrations are peaceful protests. And when we refer to this destruction of our cities as a riot, which is what it is, we are told that we're crazy, or stupid, or too conservative, or worse, we're just plain racist. So ask yourself, am I being gaslighted? Because we see the major problem destroying many inner cities is crime, murder, gang violence, drug dealing, drive-by shootings, armed robbery, but we're told that it's not those things. We're led to believe that police officers are the real problem in the inner cities. We're told that we must defund the police and remove law enforcement from the crime-riddled cities to make them safer. With this awful backwards logic. But if we advocate for more policing in cities that are overrun by crime, we're accused of being white supremacists and racist. So we ask ourselves, am I crazy? No, you're being gaslighted. The United States of America accepts more immigrants than any other country in the world. The vast majority of the immigrants are, quote, people of color, and these immigrants are enjoying freedom and economic opportunity not available to them in their country of origin. But we are told that the United States is the most racist and oppressive country on the planet, and if we disagree, we are called racist and xenophobic. So we ask ourselves, am I crazy? Say it with me, no, we're being gaslighted. Capitalist countries are the most prosperous countries around the world. The standard of living is the highest in capitalist countries. We see more poor people move up the economic ladder to the middle and even the wealthy class through their effort and ability in capitalist countries than any other economic system in the world. But we're told capitalism is an oppressive system designed to keep people down. So we ask ourselves, am I crazy? No, you're being gaslighted. Communist countries killed over 100 million people in the 20th century. Communist countries strip their citizens of basic human rights, dictate every aspect of their lives, treat their citizens like slaves, and drive their economies into the ground. But we're told that communism is somehow the fairest, most equitable, freest, and most prosperous economic system in the world? Are you crazy to believe in capitalism? No, you're being gaslighted. The most egregious example of gaslighting is the concept of white fragility. You spend your life trying to be a good person, trying to treat people fairly and with respect. You disavow racism and bigotry in all its forms. You judge people on the content of their character and not by the color of their skin. You don't discriminate based on race or ethnicity. But you're told that you're racist, not because of something you did or said, but solely because of the color of your skin. White, or something close to white. You know instinctively that charging someone with racism because of their skin color is in itself racist. You know that you are not racist, so you defend yourself and your character, but you're told that your defense of yourself is proof of your racism. So we ask ourselves, am I really a racist? No, you're being gaslighted. Gaslighting has become one of the most pervasive and destructive tactics in American politics. It is the exact opposite of what our political system was meant to be. It deals in lies and psychological coercion, and not the truth or intellectual discourse. We're told to point the finger at Trump for all of the burning buildings and looting and rioting that's happening during the 4th year of his presidency, completely ignoring the fact that this is all happening in cities run by Democrat mayors who had the chance to stop it and didn't do it and are now asking for federal help. If Trump had sent in the military early on to suppress the riots and just execute rioters in the streets, everybody would have called Trump a brutal dictator, which many of them are already doing. But he gave the liberal mayors and governors a chance to suppress their own problems, which most of them did not do. And now they still want to point the finger at the president, saying it's his fault that the riots are happening. Imagine going to work and you come home and you find that your unruly kids have beaten each other up and burned the house down, but they want to blame you for it. You're not crazy for pointing the finger at Democrats or BLM or Antifa, you're just being gaslighted. Here's one that I'm certain you've heard sometime this year. You're told that if you don't wear a face mask, you want to kill your neighbors, strangers in public, and take the virus home to kill yourself and your family. Never mind the fact that you enjoy the right to breathe unobstructed, you don't want the risk of hypoxic injury to your lungs, or the fact that Dr. Fauci admitted no one healthy needs to be wearing a mask, and the CDC also admitted such. And never mind the fact that the box the mask comes in says it doesn't protect you from the virus. Wear a mask or you're a murderer. You're not a murderer, you're just being gaslighted. Although I will say, if you are feeling sick, you should wear one as a courtesy when you go out. Asian cultures have implemented this practice for decades, and here in America, we are just now learning about it. If you ever ask yourself if you're crazy, you're probably not. Crazy people aren't sane enough to ask themselves if they're crazy. So, trust yourself. Believe what's in your heart. Trust your eyes over what we're told. Never listen to the people who tell you that you're crazy, because you're not. You're just being gaslighted. I want to say thank you everyone for watching this video on my channel. If I helped you out, give it a like, share, and subscribe. Doesn't cost you a thing, but it helps me tremendously. You can also watch another one of the great videos by clicking on the screen right now. Thanks for being here. Have a great day.